Everyone, this is Bōde's Calgary real estate market update for August 2022. This video is quickly going to show you what's happening in the Calgary property market at a high level, and then I'm going to show you where you can find all of the data for your specific community and property type on Bōde.ca. But first, what's Bōde? For those of you that don't know, we're a tech company that empowers people to buy and sell their own homes. We make it easier and more convenient than ever before, while also saving you a lot of money. So let's dive in. First of all, we're going to take a look at Calgary's supply and demand here. So here we're looking at City of Calgary and all residential new listings to come to market each month for the last 4.5 years. And you can see that the bright pink line here is 2022. And in 2022, so far, there's been each month much more new listings than there would typically be for that month. But that started to slow down in the last few months. And in the most recent month, July, it's back pretty much to normal levels of listings. So it's still up a little bit, up 6% versus the average of the last 4 years, but starting to get back into the range of normal now. And then if we take a look at sales, again, sales have been even more dramatic. Earlier in the year here in 2022, sales have been incredibly high and every month almost setting new monthly records. But you can see in the last few months, since March, the numbers have started to drop quite significantly. And even though we're up versus the average of the last 4 years, up 23%, it still feels like things are slowing down because it's been such a shift from 4 months ago. But if you take a look at historical averages here, this is still a very strong level of sales for July. So not quite as many sales as there were last year in 2021, but still up 23% versus the average of the last 4 years. Then in terms of inventory, so the total number of homes for sale, so inventory has been very low all year. It continues to be quite low, 27% down over what it would typically be for this time of year. So there's fewer homes for sale, which means less competition if you're selling a home and fewer homes to choose from if you're buying a home. So that number has stayed fairly consistent for the last few months at down 27, 28% versus what it would typically be for that time of year. And then finally, months of supply. This is a metric that puts supply and demand into one number and tells you whether it's a buyer's or a seller's market. And again, the bright pink line here you can see has been incredibly low all year, but it is starting to come up now. It had been all the way down to just almost a month of supply. It's back up above 2 months of supply now. Typically a balanced market would be around 4 months of supply. So it's for Calgary, this is still a seller's market, but it's starting to trend back to be slightly more favorable to buyers while still being a seller's market. So what does all of that mean for prices? Well, here's a chart of Calgary's property prices over the last 17 years. In the most recent month, prices have been coming down. In the last couple of months, prices have been coming down. So prices are down 0.7% over last month, but they're still up 12.3% versus where they were at the end of July last year. So prices definitely starting to come down, but if you've been in the market for a while, you'll likely have seen some home appreciation over the last year. Finally, I want to tell you where you can get all of the data that you need to keep an eye on what's happening with your own property value. So we have 3 great tools for you at Bōde.ca. First one's called Market Data, and here's where you can see what's on the market and what's sold by community. So you can understand the same supply and demand trends that we've just gone through, but for your particular neighborhood. We also have a page called Sold Data where you can find out the sold price of any home that's sold in Alberta over the last 11 years. So if you want to find out what your neighbor's home sold for, go and check that one out. And finally, we have a third tool called Comparables where you can enter 8 features about your home or the home you're interested in, and you'll see the most similar live listings as well as the most similar recently sold listings. So this gives you a really good feel for what your home might be worth in the current market. So check all of that out at Bōde.ca. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe and give us a comment below. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.